offense are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. The veteran kicker Mason Crosby set to do the honors here. And off we go from Seattle. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Grenade! 50, Mike, 50! Hey, look. Kill!
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The first carry for C.J. Prosise. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 7 yards there and a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that plan any down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Wilson being chased out left. And it's hauled in by Ed Dixon. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. The end result, 21 yards. A little glimpse of his athleticism there and what they're going to have to deal with. He can use his legs to dance around back behind the line of scrimmage and beyond the line of scrimmage.
And wouldn't you love to get a copy of their defensive scouting report going into the week? Because that's been stressed the whole time. Keep him bottled up. Keep him in the pocket. But it's the first drive of the game and emotions are running high. Someone forgot that, trying to make a big play, and gave up a bigger one instead.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. Open net is Jacob Hollister. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 37. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zadarius Smith able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Well, enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Tighten up. Switch. Under 10. 10. Shit. Lucky. Number 50.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Rodgers. That's caught by Geronimo Allison. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, You really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now Rodgers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Well, partner, let's put a bow on the Super Bowl for Kansas City. What a comeback win. Yet another come-from-behind victory for Patrick Mahomes and company. An absolute heartbreak for San Francisco.
Didn't Madden predict Kansas City would win the game?
Yes, 35-31, I believe they predicted.
I felt like most of the predictions I saw had the game in the 30s, so a little bit lower scoring than we expected, but a lot of fireworks down the stretch, all by Kansas City. But how about San Francisco? Had the lead in the ball, under 12 minutes to go, and held Kansas City to 10 points through 3 quarters. And somehow they're winging their way back to San Francisco, trying to understand how they lost that game.
Yeah, not only did Kansas City win it, but they end up winning it by 11 points. They didn't see that coming at all. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10.
No. Check out three. Share. Kill. Show it. Yeah, live. Check 24. Watch 24.
There they try to sweep to Jones. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Let's go.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Now the penalty, a big assist to this offense. Now it's 3rd and 3. Throwing now is Rodgers. He's got the hook up to Lazard. Touchdown, Packers! Alan Lazard, 45 yards, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Wilson now. Going to throw again. Steps away to his left. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and the NFL on EA Sports is in the great state of Tennessee at Nissan Stadium here in Nashville. The whole of downtown Nashville likely still reverberating with the sounds of the Titans taking the field a moment ago. They're ready for football as their Titans are set to match up with the Houston Texans. The Florida Atlantic man, Greg Joseph, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Nashville.
Let's go, baby.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Do
carry for Carlos Hyde. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Watson now to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Good coverage that time by Malcolm Butler. Hopkins should see a lot of targets, but he might be in for a battle tonight. He's going to have to deal with Malcolm Butler, and that's certainly going to be a confrontation to watch.
And what coaches have told me around the league about Malcolm Butler is that he adjusts so well throughout games. If he sees a route one time, he stores it away, and if you come back to the same route out of the same formation, he's liable to jump all over it. Going to be an excellent matchup all game long.
He's got his tight end. It's Fells. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Adam Humphries deep for the Titans. Humphries now to return. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And it'll be Titan football. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24.
What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. What we got?
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You're talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15.
We got 4. We got 4.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. Big hold of the 30. It's brought in by Adam Humphries. And he'll take this all the way up to the 38-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Derrick Henry. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham. But that man, Derrick Henry, boy, was he one of the stories of the postseason. Leading rusher in the NFL during the regular season, but even then, kind of under the radar. But he really showed America how valuable he was during that Titans postseason run. A 3-game stretch starting with Week 17. Charles, 211 against Houston, 182 versus the Pats, and 195 in Baltimore.
And what I think is surprising for people is, as you said, he was under the radar. But if you go back 2 seasons when they had a little bit of playoff success, remember when they won in Kansas City? People remember the play where Marcus Mariota got the ball batted back to him. What they may have forgotten was Derrick Henry shredding the Kansas City defense with well over 100 yards in that game. So at playoff time, when he plays big, which he normally does, Tennessee tends to have success. That's the kind of back that they have in Derrick Henry.
Henry running right. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry, 30 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Joseph now to kick this one away.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything? Blitz coming, and down he goes. Cameron Wake with a little wake-up call as he gets in there for the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
We got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Line them up. 54, right there, right there.
Maybe a free play for Watson. He's got Fuller. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. It's picked up by the Titans. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
On 2nd and 12, Watson, open man, the tight end fails. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. An extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. Here's Watson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Following the fumble recovery, Tannehill. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 23 yards on the play.
Ready, ready. 15,
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
A 1st down carry for Henry. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you've got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage. And that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. They'll give Henry another shot. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's third and goal. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And it'll be intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. With that incompletion, a chance to mention the awards. Now with the season over, Lamar Jackson, as we speculated, he's the MVP, Coach of the Year. John Harbaugh, Lamar's coach. Michael Thomas, Stephon Gilmore, Offensive and Defensive Players of the Year, Offensive and Defensive Rookies of the Year. That went to Kyler Murray and Nick Bosa. And the Comeback Player of the Year, Charles, Ryan Tannehill, no surprise there.
Not to mention the #1 award that the NFL gives out, the one that they give the most, that credence isn't the right word, the most attention to, and the one that they want trumpeted the most. That's the Walter Payton Man of the Year, because that represents the totality of a player in the NFL, not just what they do on the field, but off the field as well. And that goes to Calais Campbell, the defensive tackle for the Jacksonville Jaguars. What a great award. Congratulations, Calais.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. So from the 36 now, first and 10. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Here's a carry for a former starter. This is Lamar Miller. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 31-yard line.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. On first down, Watson. Underneath for Miller. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. Back to throw, Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he will have a touchdown. A 21-yard touchdown run as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you got a brand-new ball game. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Not wanting to take a chance this time. They'll keep it on the ground. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Come on, set. 91.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. He was trying to get it to A.J. Brown that time, but it'll be 2nd down. Let's get to some Hall of Fame talk while we have a second, because last week we mentioned the 15 guys that we knew were going into the Hall. 5 added: Isaac Bruce, Steve Hutchinson, Edgerrin James, Steve Atwater, and Troy Polamalu. You think about it, CD. For Polamalu, it was his first year of eligibility. People knew he would go in. Atwater was his 16th year. He had to wait a long time.
He certainly did, and I often wonder about the psychology of it all, because when you're young in your career, meaning young retired, right, these things mean something to you, but I don't know if they hit with the same impact as it will for Steve Atwater. 16th year. Now, I think Steve would like somewhere to be a happy medium. Maybe the 8th year would have been a lot better, but the bottom line is the older you get, boy, imagine the emotions running through there, the validation, probably haven't had the applause in a long time. That's going to come back to you now. Troy Polamalu, he essentially stepped off the field and into the Hall of Fame, but it doesn't matter. Bottom line is getting there. Congratulations to all.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. Now Tannehill, and Walker has it. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll run it again with Henry. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical spec.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Titans. Corey Davis, 53 yards. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Joseph now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now it's Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Called out a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside at 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Throwing on 3rd down. Watson buying time to his left. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Jayon Brown drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. They are going for it. Here's Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Well, Brandon, this is a former first-round pick, and he's been a bit of a disappointment in his career up till now. But he's still got room to grow. And this is an excellent play right here to come away with the football.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Let's get it.
On 2nd and 15 now. Tannehill eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. He finds Humphries. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Nashville. It's the Titans. They've got the football. They'll be looking to extend their lead here as we begin the 4th quarter. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now it's Henry, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. From 3 yards out, and the Titans capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
This will be taken about the 12. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. To throw on 2nd and 10. Watson, screenplay, Johnson. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
So the edge rushers, they're coming. They could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Dancing to his left. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here we go on 4th. Watson, and the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Cameron Wake, and boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. They'll run on 1st down. It's Henry, and able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Jonathan Joseph there for the tackle. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind that it'll also stop. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off inside the 5. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
This was almost what I've heard referred to as a pick 12.
Pick 12, explain?
Well, you're talking about the 6 that they were trying to get.
Because they were so close to the end zone.
And now the 6 going the other direction. So when you take a look at it, teams on the march, they're in the red zone. Then after the interception, and it took a touchdown-saving tackle to keep them from going all the way.
A 1st first down carry now for Miller. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Second and 6 at the 10-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
Watson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
The Texans on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Watson. Flush to his right. Hard throw, incomplete.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They will indeed snap it to Watson. Forced out to his... And this will be a touchdown. Deshaun Watson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? But I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Here's Watson. Flushed under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Tried to roll out, make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there it's really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend a play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and you end up getting sacked.
So the lead is now dwindled to 9 as the kick here is away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 43. Here's Tannehill. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here.
18 Gator. All day, baby, all day.
Now it's Tannehill. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 28. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up the 1st down.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
General West.
In your face.
Get.
They keep it with Henry on first down. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
They'll
try the right side with Henry. Running right through him. And they'll get him down short of the first down, right on the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Titans are winners here as we say so long from Nashville.